Hey, Mr. Manly here with lesson number 146 in How to Be Manly. As many of you know, I like to cast off any chance I get. But this time, I'm talking about fishing. Being a seasoned fisherman, I went to my bait and tackle shop for some supplies. And there was an attractive woman buying things, and I could tell she was floundering. So I thought I'd reel her in. She said, "I don't know the difference between a bobber, lure, and a spinner." I said, "Don't carp about it. I'll be happy to help you out today." She said, "Oh, thank you. I'd like that." Right then, I knew I had her hook, line, and sinker. How would I handle this in a manly manner? If you ever find yourself in a similar situation, follow along in your manly manual, page number 146, and repeat after me. Number 1, bobber, you ask. Here, watch mine. You'll see how it goes up and down, and all around. Number 2, you certainly have a box worth tackling. And number 3, how about I lure you in, then you can be my spinner tonight. Soon after, as she spins you around, tackles you to the ground, and uses your head as a bobber, banging it up and down and all around, you'll realize just what kind of man you really are. Until next time, this is Mr. Manly saying, be manly, and good day.
Breaking the news that's already broken. It's time for Prospector's Briefs on Rock 107.
Apple Watches may soon have a camera. In fact, the Apple Watch will have so many features, it'll be easier to list what it won't do. Tell time. Experts are predicting an intense spring allergy season. Kleenex hasn't experienced a sales boom like this since the debut of Pornhub. Tom Brady bought a WNBA team. He'll be easy to find in the crowd because he'll be the only person in the crowd.
Making sure breaking news stays broken. Tune in Monday for Prospector's Briefs on Rock 107.
Classic Rock 107. Good morning, I'm Prospector, and no fooling, because tomorrow's April Fool's Day. This is true. There are things to do all over Northeast PA. I don't want to hear, there's nothing to do. There's nothing to do in Northeast PA. Not true, especially not this weekend. In fact, here are 3 cool things going on in Northeast PA this weekend. Friday night, opening day for the Scranton-Wilkes-Barre Rail Riders. They'll take on the Buffalo Bisons. Bison. It should be bison. It's not possessive, and the plural of bison is bison. But anyway, they're taking on the Buffalo Bison, PNC Field at 6:15. Come cheer on the Yankees AAA team as they kick off another run at glory Friday night at PNC Field. Info and tickets, swbrailriders.com. That's Friday night. If you're thinking, there you go, Prospector, you found one thing. Well, how about this on Saturday in Honesdale? The Main Street Farmers Market starting at 11 a.m. The Main Street Farmers Market in Honesdale strives to provide the greater Honesdale community with access to superb local products. The Cooperage Project hosts the open-air market and gathering outdoors on fair weather days and indoors when needed. You can pre-order online from the vendor list, and you can pick up the market at your convenience. That's the Honesdale Main Street Farmers Market, Saturday at 11 a.m. And one more cool thing in Northeast PA. On Sunday, Easter Bunny on the trolley. Hop on the trolley with the Easter Bunny in Scranton at the Scranton Trolley Museum. Yeah, a special prize on each ride, arts and craft. There's face painting and balloon art, all from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. Reservations are required. Call 570-963-6590. You tell me there isn't something going on in Northeast PA this weekend. Yeah, you'd be wrong.
But it's not all bad. It's time for the brighter side of Prospector on Rock 107.
A dog and a goat at an animal shelter in North Carolina recently bonded and became best friends. So now the shelter's trying to find someone to adopt them together.
Thanks. We needed that. The brighter side of Prospector on Rock 107.
Tomorrow is April Fool's Day, but you couldn't care less. Here are the top reasons you hate April Fool's Day. Number 1, you're married, so the joke's on you every day. Number 2, you have to put up with a lot of dumb jokes because your name is April. Number 3, you're allergic to the latex and whoopee cushions. Number 4, as a child you were inappropriately touched by a joy buzzer. And number 5, the prank you tried to pull at the office last year is why you're now a registered sex offender.
following rant may cause you to pull your hair out, scream at the radio, punch the dashboard. Complaints should be addressed to Loudmouth Yambag at rock107.com.
Hey, happy Friday. I'm Rock 107's Prospector, and here's what has me jacked. After the show, I usually head to grab a hot chocolate and a snack with some folks from the station. Well, the other day, as we're walking back into the Times building, there was a well-dressed man heading towards the door. He gets in and he sees us coming, so he waits. Now, the Times building has a visitors must check in policy. You know, a lot of people come in and out every day, and it helps to have a handle on who they are, where they're going, and who they're there to see. We're not talking background checks and visitor badges, but a quick, okay, you are, and who do you need to see? Oh, okay, and then all of a sudden, door opens. Hey, you never know when someone I mouth off about may want a little retribution, so I'm all for it. But instead of heading towards the visitor's entrance, this guy just started hanging around the employee's door, looking to piggyback on our entrance. So I nicely say to him, "Sir, I'm sorry you have to check in at the front desk." Then he said, "I check in all the time. In fact, I pay all your salaries." Really? There are 4 of us coming through the door. How much do you spend? Look, don't get me wrong. I appreciate that you or anyone advertises with the newspaper. But I know you don't spend money on the radio station because you told me the name of your business. So your argument's already invalid. But even if you did advertise on the radio station, and even if you happened to spend enough cash with us to pay all 4 salaries of the people waiting there, that doesn't give you the right to treat us like human garbage for doing what the company has asked us to do, does it? Then this Yambag proceeded to tell us how well he knew the Linets, the family that owns our company. Hey, that's great. I know them too, except that I actually respect them, and I don't treat their business like a plaything or their people like idiots. So this pompous windbag was going on and on about all of this and tells us, I own a local business. That's why I spend tons of money with you. I own blah, 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 blah. He name checks the business 5 times. And he's like, I check in here every day, so it's okay if I just walk in. Oh, okay, great. I'll start coming to your store and buying something every day. How many days can I do that before I occasionally just start taking the stuff for free? Oh, none? Yeah, that's how many days you can sneak in without checking in, Yambag. I don't know why some people think they're more important than everybody else, but I do know this. I would never treat someone the way you treated us, and I will never spend a dime in your establishment. Thanks for name dropping it 5 times, so I'll never forget it. I'm Prospector. I'm for the people. Who's with me? I gotta go crazy, man!
Ever see the crazy guy screaming at the wall outside the Times building?
Where does this rage come from, my son?
Tweet us with hashtag I found Prospector, and we'll come and get him. Prospector, mornings on Rock 107. Number 1.
You work hard, and when it doesn't work out your way, you're disappointed. That's understandable. What this guy did? Not so much. Last Monday, a man in Canada failed his driving test. That's when the 36-year-old man became irate and began yelling at the staff. He then got into his vehicle and began speeding through the parking lot. He attempted to drive through a pedestrian walkway, narrowly missing 4 people, then did a number of burnouts in the parking lot. According to cops, the man's been arrested and charged with dangerous driving and stunt driving. He's been banned from driving for 30 days, and his vehicle was impounded for 14 days.
Nominee number 2.
I'm no Rachel Ray, but I'm a better cook than this at least. Some guy burned down a building in downtown Austin last week while trying to make nachos by lighting a bag of chips on fire. His name is John Daniel Banks, and he's 32 years old. He'd been staying in the building without permission. Yeah, he was squatting. Apparently he had a bed, but not a stove. He lit the bag of chips on fire to cook the nachos. Then the flames spread to his bed. He claims he tried to put the fire out, but eventually left, and when he came back, the second floor was engulfed. Firefighters managed to put it out, but not before it spread to the roof of a building next door, and that just went through a multi-million-dollar renovation last year. Everything inside the building was ruined by smoke and water damage. Luckily, no one was hurt, and they do have insurance. Firefighters estimate the damages at around $1 million. John is facing arson charges and up to 10 years in prison.
Nominee number 3.
Yeah, I'd say this is a fireable offense. A longtime employee at a water treatment plant in Louisiana got fired and arrested last week for peeing in his town's water supply. His name is Michael Maston, and he's 57, and it happened in Donaldsville, Louisiana, about halfway between New Orleans and Baton Rouge. Now, it's not clear how many times he's done it, but they caught him on video doing it at least twice. He'd move a security camera so they couldn't see him, then pee over a rail into a water tank below.
and then shift the camera back when he was done. No word on whether he's just being lazy and didn't want to walk to the bathroom or if he did it for some other reason, but when he did it last Sunday, he didn't shift the camera enough so you could still see him. Police found out about it last Wednesday and arrested him that afternoon. He's facing 2 counts of contaminating water supplies and 2 counts of criminal damage to critical infrastructure. Officials put out a statement assuring people the town's water is safe to drink. They say they took water samples and the public was never in danger.
Nominee number 4.
A lot of suitcases look the same, so you might have stood at a baggage claim and worried someone may get your bag by mistake. But someone could also take it on purpose. A man was arrested after he stole a suitcase from a baggage claim in Atlanta and then was found because the owner of the bag had an AirTag tracking device in the suitcase. That guy had been waiting for his bag to show up and it never did. So he looked at the AirTag app and realized it had been taken. He contacted security, but apparently they weren't able to do much. So over the next day, he followed the tracking information himself, then confronted the thief with a police officer in tow. At the time, the thief was wearing his shirt and jeans. The owner got all his stuff back, and the thief was charged with theft, unlawful removal of baggage, and trespassing. It sounds like he just walked into the airport and took it, but it's unclear exactly what went down. For what it's worth, the airport claims there are officers there to prevent people from taking bags that aren't theirs. But if you fly regularly, you know that no one's really closely monitoring who's taking what at baggage claim.
And the winner is
The guy who burned down a building when he tried to make nachos by lighting a bag of chips on fire. Way to go, fool! You're the Yambag of the week. Keep it here for all the nominees for Prospector's Yambag of the Day, weekday mornings on Rock 107. Thanks for listening to Prospector's Prime Cuts podcast. Be sure to catch us live weekdays from 5:30 to 10 a.m. on Rock 107 or online at rock107.com or the Rock 107 app, a free download for your Android or iPhone. Subscribe to the podcast on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher Radio, or wherever you get your podcasts so you never miss Prospector's Prime Cuts.